Over there, see who it is? The Dragon Slayer of Netheria, savior of the Empire's Tainted Tower. Long have I eagerly awaited you.
Precisely. The Chief Wizard of the Dragon's Airy Empire's Wizard Unit at your service. Indeed, how could I forget such? Several months passed. I had my most trusted subordinates sent out to track down the Dragon Slayer. Only the recent crisis was so distracting that I couldn't even tear myself away to attend to the deities and their true path of salvation. Several months passed. I had my most trusted subordinates sent out to track down the dragon. As expected, a major figure such as yourself would not have come here without need. But before we discuss that, how about we begin by addressing the disturbance you caused in the Tainted Tower? I heard that you fought off those orcs single-handedly, even ruining their esoteric schemes. But I'm afraid that's not all, is it? To the best of my knowledge, the Tainted Tower does not inexplicably unleash its magic because of some random person.
So it seems. But believe me, as I understand it, your resonance with the Tainted Tower occurred before Orc's black magic took effect. If you want to learn the truth, you must be more transparent. I heard that you acquired something at the Tainted Tower. Mind if I take a look?
This is...
Almost eagerly so, Utior approaches. His unbreachable facade seems to shatter before you. He raises his eyes, scrutinizing your every inch more intently than ever before. You don't know why, but something about the gleam in his eyes makes you a little uneasy.
Well, that explains everything. Perhaps you've already heard the historic tale of the evil dragon invasion. Despite the terrible cost, the wizards led the Imperial army to kill the great dragon. Perhaps the dragons are descendant of deities. They possess a power that cannot be overstated. Even after their corporal forms were destroyed, the toll was felt by everything around them. The dragons are thus, the Empire's wizards had to carve up their corpses, burying them all over the Empire and sealing them with magic. Now 500 years have since passed. According to theories proposed by scholars of the Veil, the draconic corpses will become a congealed mass that holds. Now 500 years have since passed. I thought it a mere hypothesis, but now it seems these statements are not unfounded.
What you hold in your hand is one such mass. The Tainted Tower is one of the locations where part of a dragon corpse was sealed all that time ago.
It's imperative that the dragon remains don't fall into orc hands. Judging by their actions, it's obvious that the orcs are already planning to gather them. We must put a stop to them and prevent them from using these powers to jeopardize the Empire. For this, Dragon Slayer, I would first like you to accompany me somewhere. We must put a stop to them.
Utior takes out an ancient mirror wreathed in magic. It levitates in the air, indistinct gray scenery projected on its glass surface. Utior takes out and
This is Narika's mirror. It can take us onward to the Forgotten Realm, located in the Demiplane. As for the matter you wished to raise, I think we should discuss it properly, somewhere nice and quiet.
The instant the magic nexus is touched, it feels as though you're being dragged into some sort of space, your soul fluctuating between floating and falling. Opening your eyes, you find yourself before a building resembling an ancient ruin.
As I said, this is a forgotten realm located in the Demiplane, the secret domain of an ancient dynasty thousands of years ago. We call it the Capital Ruins. It doesn't exist anywhere in the material plane. The Grand Wizard of 500 years prior, Nerika, discovered it. He made the one and only magic mirror capable of accessing it. Nowadays, with the exception of the Imperial Grand Wizard, who possesses Nerika's mirror, there's no way for anyone of the material plane to find it.
In other words, when we want to conceal something from the orcs, this is the best possible choice. I prefer the term seal away. See the magic nexus behind me?
Record has it that magic nexus has the ancient dragon deity's power of order. People of the old empire once used it to seal away artifacts of tremendous power, but record has it that magic nexus has the ancient
I think it's about time we put it to good use. Come, Dragon Slayer, take the dragon remains you're holding and seal it with the magic nexus. It's the best option we have now. I think it's about time.
From your hand, you place the dragon remains at the outer edge of the magical apparatus. A luminous haze slowly envelops the dragon remains, eventually embedding it entirely in the recess within the magic nexus. You're suddenly hit by an intense wave of vertigo, your vision progressively eclipsed by dark. It's him. He's here again. Deplorable, undeserving scum. Don't you dare try taking what's ours.
Dragon Slayer, are you all right? Voice? No, just as deathly silent as always. Not a single sound. Did you hear something?
Fret not. It's not uncommon that arcane energy at higher levels impacts people's psyche. At any rate, it seems we're making good headway, Dragon Slayer. You can't ever imagine how helpful you've been.
Just let me know once you're done. I'll take you back to the material plane.
Ah, that's your reason for being here, no? Interesting. It's something I've not heard mention of in a donkey's age. When those things fell from heaven 300 years ago, looking like blood-soaked shooting stars, people considered it an ill omen. But when those things fell from heaven 300 years ago, looking like blood-soaked shooting stars, might I inquire as to what your reason for asking would be? That explains it then. Well, that all seems to make sense. I've never known any mention of meteorite crystals having a connection with anyone. But you, a warrior with the power to slay dragons, coupled with the resonance you share with the dragon remains. I've never known any. I believe this all to be connected in some way, most probably by some kind of power you yourself possess. Unfortunately, I can't give you any concrete answers, but regarding meteorite crystals, the Wizard Unit does in fact have some records about them. Once there was a record documenting the falling of meteorite crystals somewhere in South Adenthia. Alas, the wizards of the time sealed it away, since it was seen as an omen of disaster. Once there was a record, thereafter it simply vanished into thin air, and no further mention was ever recorded. I too once sought to find it, but it was all in vain. Thereafter, if you're genuinely curious, the Forgotten Realm may hold the answers you seek. So you really did venture over there to take a look at the heretical relics? How did it go? Did you learn anything? As expected of the Dragon Slayer, such prudence at all times. I'm surprised to hear you've any interest of these tales of the old empire. But it's certainly nothing to hide. 50 years ago, a horde of cultists invaded the Empire. This cult adopted the name of an ancient cult, Penultima, and believed in chaos, whilst regarding dragon deities their sworn enemies. Such is impermissible in Dragonsary, a realm devoted to the dragon god Bahamut. This cult adopted the name of an ancient cult. The cultists occupied the capital ruins. I was still new into my role as a court wizard back then, yet I joined my colleagues in the stand against the cultists, wiping them out and reclaiming the capital ruins for the Empire. The cultists occupied the capital ruins. Thus, those remnant relics are still there in the capital ruins to this day. But their writing method was so peculiar, no one was ever able to decipher it. So, what did you find? Do you have a means of interpreting those texts? What? Truly? What does the text say? Do you suppose it refers to the meteorite crystal? That would explain it. It makes sense. The Imperial Wizard's observations state that the only recorded meteorite crystal fall occurred on the day of Skyfire. There's no mention of any meteorite crystals thereafter, so it may well have been the work of the cultists. The Imperial Wizard's observations state that the only regardless, we must first address the immediate threat. An orc invasion is imminent, and the Empire must be protected. Once that is handled, I will do my utmost to aid your search for the meteorite crystal. Regardless, we must first address the immediate threat.
No problem. See that portal over yonder? I'll activate its magic for you. After that, just touch it and you'll be returned to the material plane.
As I said earlier, there's likely more than one piece of dragon remains, and the Orc's goal is certainly not confined to the Tainted Tower. Dragon remains are strewn all over the land. Should even one of them be used for their purpose, it will grant them tremendous destructive power.
It's imperative we gather the dragon remains and seal them safely in the capital ruins before the orcs get their hands on them. As for that final point, that's wonderful. You proved even more generous than I imagined.
As you can see, the orcs mean to gain power that isn't theirs. This doesn't merely jeopardize the Empire. If the laws of our world are broken, everyone shall suffer. As you can see, the orcs mean
no one besides you has the ability to directly gather dragon remains, not even me.
I will also entrust Nerika's Mirror to your care. Please ensure it does not fall into others' hands. Naturally, I wouldn't ask you to help me for nothing. About that which you seek, when this is all over, I'll endeavor to help you in any way I can.
Despite being unable to get close to the dragon remains for many years, we thankfully have records left by past wizards. They detail the corpse locations. Despite being unable to get
dragon corpses are buried at the Tainted Tower, the Eye of Therm, the Ironstones, the Sinner Swamp, and the Canine Peak. Incidentally, dragon remains are also there. I recommend starting with the nearest, the Eye of Therm in Bayreach. It's ruled by Imperial kinsmen, the Mordelets. You can go ahead to Crimson Iris Port to seek the Duke's aid. I recommend starting with the nearest, the Eye.
Recently, however, the Orc crisis has made the Bayreach region especially resistant to Outlander entry. Still, as far as I know, Duke Mordelet's daughter Flora is in Dragonsary now. I reckon you can approach her for guidance. It's all up to you, Dragonslayer. The Empire will appreciate your aid.
Unfortunately, as Madame Mordelet is royal kin, we have no authority to restrict her movements. I merely know the news of her recent visit, but as to her exact location, I'm afraid I'll have to trouble you to look around. Perhaps my advisor will have some leads for you. I merely know the news of her...
You mean Flora Mordelet, the Witch of the South? Look here, another bewitched wretch. You still don't know? The whole Bayreach area has taken a very queer turn lately. A mob of deranged cultists have overrun the place, and that witch Flora is the culprit. You still don't know? Now she's come to Dragonsary, sure can't possibly have good intentions. Sadly, too few can see the truth. There you have it. She spoke a few words to the Archdeacon and his soul was hooked. I happened to overhear earlier. Apparently, they agreed to hold a secret meeting at the riverbank northwest of Famos. I wonder what manner of deviance that witch had in mind. I happened to overhear earlier.
Unfortunately, I've been struggling with exactly how to reach her myself. Madame Flora is always like this. Just here, there, and everywhere. Gone in the blink of an eye. I heard she seemingly had some private business with the Archdeacon of the Luminary Order. They met outside the city, but a long time has passed without her returning. I found this letter from the Archdeacon in her room. If you intend to find her, please do me the favor of keeping her safe. I know you're a dependable character.
Considering the flamboyantly extravagant attire on this body, it's probable he is the Archdeacon of the Luminary Order. There is no sign of blood or a struggle in the surrounding area, but a closer examination reveals a scattering of magical burns on his chest. On top of that, you notice a parchment roll that has been dropped beside the corpse. It seems to have something written on it.
No, I beg you, don't hurt me! I'll tell you whatever you want to know! Archdeacon? Oh, you mean the dead one over there? Our supplier? I just thought he was a normal merchant. Anyway, our leader has some business relations with that fellow, but I only know his face. So don't kill me, I beg you! Really? Then it must be that witch. The witch from the Bay Reach! All of us dealing with the South know her. The second daughter of Mortalet. She's a powerful witch. Practically everyone in Bay Reach is bewitched by her. All of us dealing with the South know. Not too long ago, someone said they saw the witch taking a stroll with our supplier, but I assumed it was just hearsay. And now look. She must have been the one to slaughter him. Me? I just stumbled through. Listen to me. Listen. I work for a gang. I'm here on the leader's orders. Our campsite is at the Pathway's End in the northwest. Mind you, I'd urge you not to get yourself tangled up in all that. I'm nothing but a runner for the leader. I don't know squat. Let me go, won't you? Honestly, what good would lying to you do me? Nothing. Just, petty thievery, goods smuggling, that sort of thing. Nothing much, really. I'll tell you everything. Our camp was built to store smuggled goods, that's true, but our goods are a little unusual. Human children. The Archdeacon you just mentioned is our supplier, responsible for transporting children as goods from Dragon's Eyrie. Bay Reach, the Vale off yonder. Business is good from them. Children are a hot property. It's very lucrative. All right, well, that really is everything I know. I'm begging. Let me go, won't you?
The message was right! Come on! Kill this meddlesome outlander!
Knights never back down.
Try to hurt! Arrow strikes true! Arrow strikes! Bullseye! Arrow
Surrender to my enchanting melody!
strikes!
Fast and furious!
You can never escape.
Arrow strikes true!
Surrender to my enchanting melodies!
Bullseye! Arrow strikes true! Try to hurt!
Yes.
Do you think yourself some kind of chivalrous hero? If you want to impersonate a knight, first and foremost, you may wish to procure a Platinum Knight's armor. Who? You mean the witch from the south? So, you're looking for her. You're quite the enthusiastic sort, even willing to pay us a visit. Listen here, I have no business with that woman, nor do I want any. And as for you, regardless of what you want to do, I suggest you stay well away and keep your nose out. Huh. You're clued up. But what does that have to do with you? You want to play the savior by saving a few kids today? You're having a laugh! Take a look. This empire, this land of Adenthia, is all rotting into oblivion. Gotta look out for number one while you can. I don't need an outlander like you to judge me. Well, let's just take that as my advice. Whether you're looking for a witch or what, you better remember.
That's quite enough talk. What? Don't you recognize me? Word has it you're looking high and low for me. Venerable Dragon Slayer, you're very recognizable. At your service. It seems we work well together. I like you. You know that? The Empire is rotten to its core. While the nobility sip fine wines in their castles, the poor starve to death in the gutters, toiling day and night for a scant few coins. The Empire is rotten to its core. All the while, those on high and the clergy conspire with miscreants for self-serving agendas, peddling the very children they have sworn to protect. All the while, those on... If this is truly the jewel in the crown of human civilization, then such a thing has no place existing. As for these bandits, there is less still to pity. If I'm correct, the children earmarked as cargo are probably still holed up in the camp. Find them. Whatever happened, they didn't deserve this.
Are we saved? You're not one of them? Please, please don't hurt me! I promise I'll behave! Is this a dream?
See? I told you we make a fine team. You needn't worry about the children. I'll have my people find them somewhere to settle. As for right now, I believe it's time to discuss our business. Be frank. What do you want from me? You do know this is a poor time for travel, don't you? The orcs could invade the Eastern Plains any minute. That's the entire reason my father refuses to let Outlanders into Bayreach. Can I ask what it is you intend to do? Oh. I'm typically not overly enamored with Utyr's lapdogs. But, well, you seem like a decent enough sort, Dragonslayer. Take this. Show this to the guards at Crimson Iris Port. Give them my name and they'll grant you entry to the city. It's time I made a return of my own. I look forward to meeting you again in Bayreach, Dragonslayer.
Halt! The Duke has decreed Outlanders are inadmissible to Crimson Iris Port. If you want to enter, you must first prove yourself trustworthy. Are you in possession of anything that proves your identity? Oh, you're a friend of Madame Flora. I'm terribly sorry for my rudeness. Please, go on in. You're free to roam around town. Oh, no need for such pleasantries, Dragonslayer. Flora has already informed me of your situation. Please excuse the recent closure of Crimson Iris Port. Courtesy of the orcs, we've been forced to exercise more caution than ever. Of course, heroes such as yourself are always welcome here. Name your request, and we'll do our best to accommodate you. It would appear that the rumors are true, then. After Flora told me you'd caused abnormal tremors in the Empire's tainted tower, my advisors resorted to such speculation. So you really came here to find the place where the dragon corpses are buried? And the legends about orcs absorbing the dragon remains are true? Ah, absolutely. The Mordelets and the Ognikor Royals have always been close kin. Moreover, these are times of peril, endangering the Empire's survival. So it's natural that we will endeavor to help. The Mordelets and the Ognikor Royals have always been. As for your desired destination, the Eye of Thermae, there are certain issues for which you will want to be prepared. Indeed, the Eye of Thermae is one place that buries evil dragons' bones. However, in recent years, the heart of the Eye of Thermae has begun experiencing worsening corruption. Some believe this is caused by the magical power of the dragon corpse itself, but the true cause is still unknown. There are rumors of monsters spawning near the Eye of Thermae recently, so the surrounding residents do not dare to go near. If you must head there, then please be very careful. If you have further questions, you can talk to Flora. She's already returned to the city. Good luck, Dragonslayer.